How much do we truly know about Caligula, Rome's most infamous emperor? This question has puzzled historians for centuries. The enigma of Caligula, the man who once ruled the Roman Empire, continues to fascinate us. His reign, though short, was marked by a series of shocking and bizarre events that have been the subject of much debate. Historical accounts of his rule vary widely, with some painting him as a mad tyrant while others depict him as a misunderstood leader. The truth likely lies somewhere in between, obscured by the passage of time and the biases of those who recorded his story. The controversy surrounding Caligula's reign only adds to the mystery, making it an intriguing topic of historical inquiry. Yet despite the numerous theories and conjectures, much about Caligula's reign remains shrouded in mystery. It's a captivating puzzle that we're eager to solve. So come with me as we unravel the complexities of Caligula's reign. Caligula's path to the throne was anything but typical. Born in AD 12 as Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, Caligula was the third of 6 children. His father, Germanicus, was a popular military leader, and his mother, Agrippina the Elder, belonged to the powerful Julian family. Caligula's childhood was spent among the legions. His father's soldiers adored him, and it was they who gave him his nickname Caligula, meaning little boots, for the miniature military shoes he wore. But it was a childhood marked by tragedy. His father died under suspicious circumstances when Caligula was just 7. His mother and 2 brothers were later exiled and died in confinement, victims of political intrigue. In his late teens, Caligula found himself under the protective wing of the Emperor Tiberius, his great-uncle, who had a reputation for cruelty and paranoia. Despite the tense atmosphere at the imperial court, Caligula managed to avoid Tiberius's suspicion and wrath, unlike his mother and brothers. In a surprising turn of events, Tiberius named Caligula and his own grandson Gemellus as joint heirs. But when Tiberius died in AD 37, Caligula was named sole emperor by the Praetorian Guard, the elite soldiers tasked with protecting the Roman emperor. Gemellus was conveniently declared too young and inexperienced, and was later executed on Caligula's orders. Caligula's ascension to the throne was met with widespread jubilation. The citizens of Rome, long oppressed by Tiberius's rule, saw in Caligula a young charismatic leader, the beloved son of their favorite general Germanicus. The Senate, too, welcomed him, hoping for a return to the old republican power balance. Little did they know the roller coaster of madness and terror they had just embarked on. And so Caligula found himself in the unlikely position of Emperor of Rome, a position he would use to enact some of the most shocking and bizarre episodes in the history of the Roman Empire. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another scene. Caligula's reign was, to put it mildly, eventful. With his accession to the throne in the 1st century, Caligula initially won the hearts of Romans. He was young, charismatic, and promised a departure from the austerity of his predecessor, Tiberius. In fact, he was so popular that he was given the honorific Germanicus after his father, a beloved military hero. However, Caligula's reign took a sharp turn after the first few months. He began to engage in lavish spending, draining the Roman treasury on extravagant spectacles and architectural projects. Rome had never seen such opulence, with Caligula even ordering the construction of a 2-mile-long floating bridge across the Bay of Baiae, just for a single horse race. His relationship with the Senate started to sour too. He was known to mock and humiliate senators, sometimes even forcing them to run for miles in front of his chariot. His actions created a palpable tension between the emperor and the Senate, a tension that would only escalate over time. But perhaps the most audacious move of Caligula's reign was his proclamation of divinity. He declared himself a living god, a claim that was unheard of among Roman emperors. He even commissioned statues of himself as a deity, and ordered their placement in the temples of Rome. This act of self-deification not only shocked the Romans, but it also marked the beginning of his descent into what many historians believe was madness. As his reign progressed, Caligula's behavior became increasingly erratic and cruel. He was known for his unpredictable bouts of violence, often ordering executions on a whim. He even turned his palace into a brothel, further scandalizing the Roman aristocracy. Caligula's reign, once full of promise and optimism, had transformed into a reign of terror. His extravagance, his disregard for the Senate, and his self-deification painted a picture of a ruler spiraling out of control. As time went on, Caligula's rule became increasingly unpredictable and violent. The saying "power corrupts" might have been coined with Caligula in mind. As the reign of Caligula progressed, the once charming prince morphed into a figure of terror and paranoia. It was in the final years of his reign that the full extent of this transformation became apparent. Caligula's increasing paranoia had him seeing enemies everywhere. He began ordering the executions of anyone he perceived as a threat, including members of his own family. The Roman elite, who initially adored him, now found themselves living in constant fear. Their loyalty to the emperor came under severe strain as they witnessed the erratic and brutal behavior of their leader. This growing discontent among the elite was further fueled by Caligula's extravagant spending. He squandered the state's wealth on lavish parties, grand spectacles, and extravagant architectural projects. His reckless spending plunged the empire into financial crisis, causing widespread hardship among the Roman populace. But it was not only his erratic behavior and reckless spending that caused discontent. Caligula's blatant disregard for Roman traditions and his claims of divinity deeply offended the Roman elite, who regarded themselves as the custodians of Roman values. In the midst of this growing discontent, a plot against Caligula was hatched. The conspirators were a group of senators and officers from the Praetorian Guard, the very men who were supposed to protect the emperor. The plot culminated in Caligula's assassination in the year 41 AD, ending his 4-year reign of terror. Caligula's death marked the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty's first phase. It was a period marked by chaos, violence, and the wholesale disregard for the traditions that had held the Roman Empire together. But as we'll see in our next scene, even in death, Caligula's presence continued to loom large over the empire. In the end, Caligula's reign was as bloody and chaotic as the man himself. Caligula's reign was short, but its impact was profound. 4 years of unbridled extravagance and erratic behavior left an indelible mark on the Roman Empire. In the immediate aftermath, the political landscape of Rome was forever altered. The Senate, once a powerful institution, was severely weakened, its authority undermined by Caligula's despotic rule. This power vacuum paved the way for the rise of autocratic emperors who would dominate Rome for centuries to come. But the legacy of Caligula's reign goes beyond politics. It served as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the fragility of human sanity. His erratic rule, marked by grandiose projects, lavish spending, and brutal executions, exposed the perils of absolute power and the volatility of human nature. Historians have long debated the true nature of Caligula's reign. Some have painted him as a madman, a ruler unhinged by power, while others portray him as a cunning and ruthless politician whose madness was merely a facade. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in between. Caligula's reign has also left its mark on popular culture. His life has been the subject of numerous books, films, and television series. From Robert Graves's classic novel I, Claudius to the controversial 1979 film Caligula, his story continues to captivate audiences, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the excesses and intrigues of Roman imperial life. In the end, the legacy of Caligula's reign is a complex one. It is a tale of power and madness, of extravagance and brutality. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of absolute power, and a testament to the enduring fascination of the Roman Empire. Whether as a madman, a tyrant, or a misunderstood ruler, Caligula's reign continues to fascinate us more than 2,000 years later. So, what can we make of Caligula's reign? It's a question that invites us to delve into the labyrinth of history, where facts and myths intertwine. Caligula's rise to power is a tale of ambition and cunning, a young man ascending to the throne of an empire. His reign, however, is a story of excess, unpredictability, and what some might call madness. It's a narrative that is as fascinating as it is terrifying. The downfall of Caligula serves as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of power and the inevitable consequences of tyranny. His legacy, meanwhile, is an enigma that continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. It's a testament to the enduring allure of Roman history and its rich tapestry of characters, yet it's important to remember that the story of Caligula is as complex and controversial as the man himself. It's a tale that continues to be reinterpreted, debated, and explored. One thing is certain: Caligula's reign remains one of the most intriguing and shocking chapters in Roman history.